Crimson Desert is finally here, and what I mean by here isn't, it's out yet, but it's coming out. We're in the release week. I think it releases tomorrow. I think for me it will be tomorrow in the afternoon. Yeah, but I'm here to cover all the details we have so far, so you can make an informed decision before you buy the game, right? So if you haven't really been following up and you just opened your phone and all of a sudden you're seeing Crimson Desert everywhere, and you're wondering why this is different from every other game that or why is this different from Assassin's Creed? Why is this different from Breath of the Wild or Red Dead Redemption? Why is it such a big deal? Right? It's because this game is number one not even made by a Western studio. I think it's made by Pearl Abyss, which is a Korean or Japanese studio, I think. So they're coming with the expertise of Black Desert. Yeah, I'd say people that made Black Desert Online. So it was an MMORPG before, and then they were like, you know what? Let's just put everything we have so far is too good to be like a MMO. So let's just transition into, making it a single player game. It's been in the works since 2019, so it's been a while, right? And there's some things that the engine, because it doesn't use everyone we know, every game probably uses its own engine, or 90% of the time uses an Unreal Engine. An Unreal Engine is very notorious for having terrible performance issues, and yeah, I won't get too much into detail, but pretty much the Black Space engine is like, basically you can literally call this Black Magic engine, because the fidelity is able to render at such a massive scale is crazy impressive. So we know that it's coming to every single platform, which is Xboxes to PlayStation. It's even another thing that gives the game more credibility is the fact that PlayStation actually tried to buy exclusivity to the game, but it got turned down, which is very great, because you would have to buy like a PS5 for it or something like that before you'd be able to play, but he said no, so that is great. And then if you're buying into the game thinking you're gonna get like a RPG where your consequences or choices in the game actually impact the world around you, it doesn't seem like this is the type of game. I feel like this is going to be more a Last of Us, but with an open world setting, right? So whatever you're doing in the story is already set. So you're gonna go here, go do that. There's no, you've reached this position. Should you go left or should you go right? The game tells you, you have to go left. Almost in the vein of Red Dead Redemption. But the difference with Red Dead Redemption is that they have the honor system where you can your actions actually impact your honor. It doesn't actually, if you notice in Red Dead, it doesn't impact the story. It just impacts how grim the ending is. So this isn't that. This is a strict game. It's set in stone. The story isn't changeable by any means. The only thing you can do some light RPG elements in are like the side quest, where they're like, help this guy or go capture this guy, and then probably in that case you would have some kind of control over like how you progress. I think you would have some progression there. Also, we also know that the skill tree in the game is very, very detailed. Like every single, as Joraptor said, every single skill tree or skill on the skill tree is an entirely different move. So in a game like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, for example, or Shadows, when you see a skill on the skill tree, most of the time it just gives you 10% damage boost or 10% this. Crimson Desert gives you every single choice or every single skill on the skill tree is a different move. So the reason why this is a good and a bad thing is that for the good thing is there's a lot of variety in the combat. So you can chill or chain combos when you get really good. You can chain combos, you can do different stuff, to make your animations or like fighting skills very flashy. But the thing is, with so many systems in the game, this has to be your main game. I don't know what is if it's not, because what else are you playing? But this actually has to be your main game if you're actually gonna play it. Because if you, let's say you play this for like 3, 4, 5 hours, and then they give you all those moves at once, and then you start playing something else, and then you get used to that other game's move set. By the time you come back to this game, you're gonna basically start relearning your muscle memory all over again. So you have to play from start to finish, in one go, which I will be doing. So stay subscribed for that. But yeah, you have to play from start to finish, because if you drop the game, for example, the puzzles need you to use some of the skills you've unlocked in the game, and you would forget about that if you jump between them. Also, we also know that the game runs well on every single console you can think of. We haven't seen it on Series S, which I've said it in the other video, I am more concerned about the Series S than any other console, because if the thing, of course it can run on like a 1060. I saw GTX 1060. If it can run on that, you're probably gonna be like, oh, do the math, it can scale to a Series S. But the thing is, a Series S doesn't just have a weak CPU, it also has a weak GPU and less RAM than like any current gen console we have to date. So it's gonna, I actually want to see that Digital Foundry video on the Series S, because damn, it doesn't, I won't say it looks bad on PC, because on PS5, because we can't actually tell, because the video from the Japan PlayStation YouTube channel was first uploaded in 1080p and 30 FPS, but YouTube has its own compression and stuff, so until we actually get the hands on the game, that's when we will know.